Hello again, everyone. It's me. I'm here for day 2 of my journey. And, gosh, there's so much to talk about. I'm going to let Facebook put out the notifications I'm live. I'd like to, first of all, thank each and every one of you for your comments, your private messages, your support. Thank you to my cousins. Thank you to all of you, my friends, family. Thank you for people I haven't even met, that we've just met through Facebook. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Your love, your prayers. Hopefully some of you were getting your mammograms today, and I'm happy for you, and I hope others of you have made your appointments, right? And I hope those of you who had your biopsies today, everything comes back benign and all is well, okay? And just know that I'm here for you every step of the way as well, just like you're here for me. Hi guys. Hi everybody. Dee, Joanne, Donatella, Jeannie, thank you for being here tonight. I went into a little bit yesterday about what the process is and, the shock, which I'm still in shock. I'm not going to kid you. I wake up in the middle of the night, and it's happened a couple of nights where I just am shaking. I'm terrified. And I know I'm going to be okay, but it's just the process. It's just, when your head starts, it's going in around, When I grew up, and I had some family members, great aunts that passed with breast cancer back in the day, it was a death sentence, and I'm not trying to scare you. So even though today it's completely different, I think some of that programming, the things that we remember from when we were kids, kicks in. So I woke up, I had a really rough night sleep, and I did. I seriously just got up from a little nap a little while ago. And I think that's how I'm getting through this, just naps. And but I did wake up during the middle of the night, and I was just shaking, and this anxiety came over me. So I just wanted to share that, because that's part of it. That's part of the journey, right? It's kind of scary in the middle of the night. You've got sleeping puppies. I don't have a spouse, but sleeping puppies, and all is well with the world, and you're just like, it's creepy. It's kind of scary. I don't know. But I almost got up in the middle of the night and did a Facebook Live just to talk to somebody. But I'd like to share with you a little bit about bone density. So I had to have a bone density test as well, I guess, check my calcium in my bones. I don't know what that has to do with slicing into soft tissue, and those of you who may know what it is, please refresh my memory, because I know the doctor went over it with me, and I know she's wonderful. I just don't remember. And they give you a big notebook filled with lots of papers, and I'll show you tomorrow or maybe the next day, and they diagram, they draw the little breast, and they draw where it is and about how big this is, and you're just like, that's me, and then they give you a whole bunch of stuff, and the team, and the name of everybody, and their phone numbers, call me, everybody's business card. And so the bone density, I know that I did, and that's something you might want to have as well, to test for osteoporosis. When I was 40, I hadn't had coffee. I love coffee. When I was a kid, I loved my coffee. And then I gave it up when I became united with the church, and I was taking care of myself. And not that coffee is evil, but we know that caffeine apparently depletes calcium. And so when I was 40, my first bone density, I had the bones of a 30-year-old. Yay me, right? Everything was fabulous. 3 years later, after I had started drinking coffee, I was pre-osteoporosis. Have I given up coffee? No. Do I still enjoy my coffee? Yes, I do. I love my coffee. But when I was measured, I shrank a little bit. So, doggone, I'm going to be like doing weights and trying to get my height back, and maybe stretch, maybe hang from a tree or something, just kind of make myself taller again. But anyway, so that's bone density. Don't ask me why they need it for this, but it's good to know. It's good to know. And then the other thing that they had me do because of family history. Hey, Linda. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Mary. How you doing? Doreen. I'm sorry for those of you I've missed. Because of family history, and there was pancreatic cancer in my family, they want to do the genetics testing, which means, I think I went over this last night, they're testing for not only the BRCA gene, which is the cancer gene, but there are other genes as well for different types of cancer. So, I mean, it was an option, and they felt that it was a good idea. And so I met yesterday, and when you go for the genetic testing, you spend an hour or two going over like every illness you've ever had, every ailment you have now, everything you've ever had as a kid, right down to mumps and just everything. And then from there, it's like a family tree. And then they do your parents' side, your mom, and then your dad. And then they go through grandparents and their siblings as well. And then they recommend, again, and it's just a little blood test. They take one little vial of blood. That was the shortest part of the whole visit, was just getting the blood taken. And then you go back, and they can either call you with the results, or you can set up the appointment. And I asked to set up the appointment, figuring it would be 2 weeks after my surgery, and if they had anything to tell me, I didn't want anything else to be over the phone. I'm just like, let me just go in, and that way I'm focused. That way I don't have to worry about phone calls coming in, or, running an errand, or anything else. I'm not distracted. And so that's what I opted to do. If you or someone you love has to go through this, you'll have that same choice. So that's basically what the genetics was. And I thought it was going to be a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. Just try to remember, if you have to go through it, what it is. So I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know. And even though I don't have any children, I have 2 half-sisters. I have 2 sisters in Florida, and they both have children. And so I thought it would be a good thing for them to be aware of. Not that they might have it. I don't know which side, if the gene is even there, but, it's in the family, and I thought they should know. So at least I can do some sort of good for them down the road. And that's a big reason why I did it. What else? They stress more than anything else to eat well and stay away from stress and rest a lot, which resting is, as you know, who sleeps, right? But try to rest as much as you can, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm still in like a brain fog, It's still... All I can say is when you first find out, and again, not that it's a big deal, I mean, I'm going to be fine. I know it, you guys. And thank you for reinforcing that and for your prayers, like I said. But I know I'm going to be okay. I believe it, I know it, and I feel it. But still, when you hear the C word, it's still hard to believe that it's growing in you, And so you don't react. Sometimes I have a habit of thinking out loud, and sometimes I can, I'll be talking and then something really ridiculous will come out, and whoever I'm talking to be like, what are you talking about? And for those of you who talk with me, you know, and when I start nodding off and falling asleep, conversation gets very interesting, and I'm talking about, mushrooms or unicorns and, I don't know, popcorn, I don't know, stupid things. But you just aren't there. So for those of you who are supporting someone who's going through this, cut them a lot of slack, not a little bit of slack. Cut them a lot of slack. Like, they're going to say stupid things, or they're not going to react, or they might be sharp, or they might seem agitated, they might seem irritated, short-tempered. Not that I've been through any of this. Yes, I have, every one of those things. It's not you guys. It's what's going on in our minds in the moment. And so, cut some slack, because people will say, and people have said it, you don't know it until you go through it. And it's true. Looking at it from the other side, and I want to clarify something too. Last night in my other video, I said that I had a lumpectomy before, and it was benign. I didn't have a whole team. I didn't have a breast surgeon even. I just had a regular grandpa. At the time, I didn't know there were even breast specialists. This was like 30 years ago. And he did the surgery. And when I went to make the appointment to go back to have the stitches out, he had retired. Yeah. So I never had any sort of follow-up or any sort of support. So now, by all means, there's a whole team and they're there, and like there could even be reconstruction if need be, all kinds of amazing things nowadays. But still, with all that, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, because what I went through wasn't anything compared to what's going on right now. And maybe because it was benign, it wasn't a big deal back in the day, and now because it did come back positive, it is something, and maybe that's what all the brouhaha is about. And I'll tell you, thank you for your heart. It's good. It's a good thing to have the team behind you. But whatever you do, make sure that you are in control of what you want done. Think about things carefully. Think about all your options, because when you go in and you meet with the doctor, they say, okay, there's this, and they might say, and we think it's a wise thing, we're going to schedule the surgery. You can change your mind, but we're going to schedule the surgery. And so you're already kind of in that mode because they want to take care of it quickly, and you can go along with it. But you can also say, wait, stop, I need a breather here, I need to process this. And they will respect you. And so don't feel that you have to do anything or rush into anything. If you can, if you have that option, take the time to think things clearly. Find out what your options are. Don't just go in quickly and just go along with it, because it's a whirlwind. Like I said, that first day I walked home with a bag, a hot pink bag with all kinds of stuff in it that I'm a survivor, and I was like, what just happened? I had a couple of hats they gave me, and the whole breast cancer awareness. But you know what? I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that at all at that moment. I mean, it's in my closet right now, and I'm using the chapstick. It's very nice, by the way. So that's kind of it for now. One thing also, look out for copays, because they're setting up 6,000 bazillion appointments, and I actually had a credit at my doctor's, and when I went in the other day for an emergency visit, for the tooth thing going on, that's a whole nother story. Oh my gosh. I was supposed to have two teeth removed today, and they called at the last minute trying to get me to hurry up and reschedule the appointment. I couldn't make it. Very stressful. And then I called my doctor, and then, you have to call the whole team, because, oh my God, do we have to postpone the surgery for the lumpectomy, because, there's still an infection going on. You can't have an infection when you're going in for surgery. So it was just a big commotion, but they were nice enough to be able to squeeze me in tomorrow morning. So, but that was like elevated stress that you're supposed to avoid, right? Now I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Anybody remember? What was I going to say? Hi, Marianne. Hi, Donatella. Hi, Abby. It's gone. Remember, cut us slack. I have memory loss anyway, and I'm always forgetting what I'm saying. But, and if I remember it, I'll come back on later. And if I don't remember it, tomorrow I'll think it's brand new, and you'll hear about it anyway. So it's all good. Oh, the copays. I had a credit, like extra, like a lot of money credit. And when I went into the doctor's, I actually owed money because of copays I didn't know that I had, that ate up the credit, and then I owed a balance. I was like, when did this happen? So that sneaks up on you, and you do get a cool parking tag. So like I can park anywhere at the hospital for like a couple of months, so that's pretty cool. But and that's kind of it for now. Yeah, it's expensive. It's very, very expensive. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. For now, I want you to have a good night. Thank you so much for all your support, your love, your prayers. I'm sorry I have not been able to answer you all individually yet. I'm overwhelmed, but I would love to do that. And actually, I have several of you I've started writing back, and my mind has gone somewhere else, or I've had interruptions, and sometimes I think I'm pressing the send button and the phone's not working because I've dropped it like 3 times a day. So just bear with me, have patience, and I'll see you tomorrow night. But thank you again. Thank you so much for all your love and support. And I hope this is helping you. And I hope that it's helping you help others and support others who may be going through this. And gosh, please get your mammograms if you haven't, okay? And my thoughts and prayers are with you as well. But I appreciate your help on this journey. So have a good night, and we'll talk tomorrow.